What's good? Anthony TJ Andrews here with another PA Truth Talk. Today we're going to talk about habits, right? Habits are a collection of actions that make up who you are. They make up your character. They make up your identity. They make up your responses to whatever situations that you're going through, right? So, of course, there are two categories of habits. There are good habits, habits that we've developed over time that produce great things, and there are bad habits, habits that we've collected over time that really produce bad things. And today we're going to talk about our bad habits. What can we do to break those bad habits? I got three things for you, right? The first thing you can do to break those bad habits is you got to admit it, all right? The first step to your freedom in anything and the first step to breaking something is admitting that you do them, right? Admittance is a step towards freedom, right? And sometimes admitting something, it's very hard, right? It can bring upon some pressure, it can bring upon fear, it can bring upon some form of embarrassment as well. But as soon as you admit it, then you're a step closer to breaking your bad habits. If you're always late for something, if you have bad money management skills, if you're really bad at developing or nurturing your relationships, if you always respond to something in a rough manner instead of doing it in the proper manner, maybe you've developed a bad habit, and maybe you have to admit to yourself that what you're doing isn't healthy for you or the other individuals around you, right? So the first step to breaking those bad habits is you gotta admit it. Second step, you gotta confront it. Face it head on, right? Don't run away from it. No matter how embarrassing it may be, no matter how challenging it may be, face and confront that bad habit. It's a giant in your life, right? David had to face Goliath. No matter how big he was, no matter how much he talked trash, he had to face Goliath, right? So he decided to confront him. Confront him. It doesn't matter how big you are. Any habit can be broken as long as you confront it. And you confront it head on. You don't run away from it. And you don't run away from the fact that maybe, just maybe, you've hurt somebody else. Or maybe, just maybe, you've damaged a very valuable relationship or a very valuable opportunity that you've had. So confront it. Confront it by apologizing. Confront it by facing it and not running away from it. Or confronting by just showing up and making sure that you don't run away when you are faced with some trials that's going to come with you confronting your bad habits. And the last step is break it, right? Put a plan in motion that allows you to break these bad habits. It doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter how complex it is. If you're having a bad time with waking up in the morning, man, set 6 alarms instead of the 2 that you set, right? If you're having a bad time with organizing or managing your money or managing your time, like put a scale of events in place or put a sequence of events in place so that you no longer have to worry about running out of money or running out of time, right? It's always best to have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. Have a plan that goes from A to Z, just as long as you're setting something in motion so that you can break those bad habits. Bad habits can be broken. Apparently bad habits can be broken within 30 days. But you have to have a mindset. And you have to have a level of intentionality that simply says that no matter what, I'm going to break these bad habits, right? So habits, they can weigh on you psychologically. And sometimes even when you're in the middle of trying to break a bad habit, you can very well slip back into that bad habit. But it's okay, right? Always look at the progress you made instead of looking at the failures that you've had, right? So if we're constantly looking at the progress that we've made and not always looking at the failures that we've had in our life, especially when we make one mistake, but we've done such a great job leading up to that point, it's okay. We can get back up and we can get back in the line. That's so important when we want to break any habit that's not a healthy habit, right? So we have the ability, we have the power, and we have the know-it-all to break any bad habits in our lives that are hindering us from being the people that inevitably God wants us to be, but being the person that we are supposed to be for our families, for our friends, our loved ones, and even our teammates, right? So break those bad habits. How do we do it again? You admit it, you confront it, set an action and plan, and you freaking break it. All right? That's the homie Anthony TJ Andrews once again with PA Truth Talk. Take it easy.